Good morning, gamers. Welcome to another great vault video. Not as big of a vault as the last few weeks. I've got, I think, 4 characters that will be opening something. A few of the vaults being just 1 or 2 vaults. This character has 2 Mythic Raid vaults available. Pretty much every boss in the game now is available for loot on this character as well. Just Sire Denathrius, Remnant of Ner'zhul, and Painsmith. Those are the only bosses on Mythic this character hasn't killed, so every single other Fated boss, all are options for those Fated slots. I'm going to keep the loot spec on Frost, because I actually would quite like to get a nice one-hander, even though I do have a Gavel, because Frost's a fun spec, like that spec. And we'll see what the vault has for us here. Okay, 304 gauntlets, or 304 chest piece. I actually believe I'm going to take the chest piece here and just catalyze that thing. That's going to be better. We would have liked to see a 311 out of these spots. Actually kind of an interesting thing where if you could have a character that only killed end bosses, that would be much better. Like, if you could have a character that just killed the 311 bosses, you could get geared so fast from the vault. I actually am in a position, like, I could pick one of my other characters and kind of try and do that. Just only bring it to the 311 bosses, especially once we get to the point where all 3 raids are fated. You could just do that repeatedly and get yourself all the gear you might want at 311. Like, have your weekly box just always have 311 options in your raid spot. You could kill 8 bosses and have them all be... Actually, could you? No, you could kill 7 bosses that all give 311s each week once all 3 raids are fated, which we think is happening in like 2 weeks' time, although we're not 100% sure on that. Like, after the next jailer is the current speculation. Either way, it is unfortunate that there are so many 304 bosses polluting this character's vault. One character that I've done a little bit of manipulation on is my Hunter. I did sneak this character into 2 mythic bosses last week, one of which was Council of Blood. That boss does not have very much good stuff. The other, though, was Stone Legion Generals. That boss, if we got any items out of that boss in the vault, it will be unbelievably good, because all 3 of the items that Stone Legion Generals drops on Mythic are very good, and they're all 311, so we'll see what we get out of that. Just writing myself a little note to catalyze chest piece on DK, and a little notepad document, so I don't forget about that. So yeah, if we can get a Stone Legion Generals loot piece out of this vault, that would be extremely good. I guess it's not fated anymore, but yeah, like Stone Legion Heraldry, even the gloves, or a cloak. All of those would be excellent. If we got Council of Blood loot, bad necklace, catalyzable gloves, bad trinket are the options from there. So that's what we're rooting for. We do have loot spec on survival, so we could get a 304 weapon from M+. I also have a heroic raid spot as well. Oh, I have 2 heroic raid spots. Unfortunately, we have hit the low roll of not seeing the Stone Legion Generals loot here, so we don't have a 311 available. This ring, unfortunately, is mastery on it, although it is haste heavy, but it's actually a little bit less haste heavy than my overclocking bit band. This ring is haste crit, which is nice, but I already have 304 rings. So my options are the Fated Heroic Sire weapon, which I already have the survival version of. I already got that. So if I took this, I would be able to get myself a bow, like a ranged weapon from Sire. That would let me play MM, which maybe if I was raiding, I would want to have an MM weapon. Or I could just take the gloves and catalyze these. I think I'm going to do that. I would kind of like the weapon. The sockets you could also make an argument for. But I think I'm just going to do this, and I'll find a bow from somewhere else and not worry too much about it. So, yeah, catalyze gloves on Hunter. Catalyze gloves on Hunter. Definitely unfortunate that we did not hit the 50-50 on seeing Stone Legion Generals loot out of that box. That would have been extremely good. Especially the trinket would have been extremely good. Okay, now we just have some 1 boxes that we are fishing for. Roughly, I would say 70% of the possible items that we could see out of these boxes would be good. And because they're only 1 boxes, sockets aren't really an option either. So really hoping to see something good out of this. I've got my Prot Warrior here. Prot Warrior would like to see... So best case would be shield. Second best case would be a tier slot that's not gloves or chest. Third best case would be any any playable item, a one-hander, you know, whatever. Anything else that's not like a ring. Okay, bracers, you know, it's not a very high item level slot, but verse mastery. I actually don't even know what these would catalyze into if I wanted to secondary fish or whatever, but we just take these. That's a fine outcome. Not a great one, but at least it's an item the character can use. Really need a shield on that thing before it can start surviving any kind of auto attacks. And then we have my paladin, which I think is the last character I was able to get a key done on last week. I'm going to try and do a couple more characters this week. I got in an unfortunate spot last week where I only did 3 keys on my hunter as well. If I'd done 1 more, I would have gotten an extra vault slot, but I kind of ran out of time towards the end of the week. So yeah, here is my paladin. Paladin, we are also looking for a shield. It's a little bit less vital because I have a 278 shield, unlike my warrior, which has a 252. Could also see a weapon. Could also see gloves. Have I actually got better gloves? No, okay, yeah, so could see gloves. And then other than that, just anything that's not already a 304. Probably not a trinket as well. There's not really particularly good M+ trinkets this time around. Anodized deflectors. I think I've seen these in a vault before already. This is an unfortunate item. This thing is not very good. Luckily, I already have some tokens of merit on this character because it's already had a bad vault. I don't remember if it already had this specific anodized deflectors. It might have. But yeah, we're going to take those and we're going to put a socket on something because I am not putting on anodized deflectors. So, well, the good news is at least I have 1 socket and I am 1 more bad vault away from another socket. The bad news is this character's only got 1 304 on, despite being, you know, several vaults having opened. Oh, wait, hang on. I have another 304 in here. I have a 304 belt. I have to move my legendary around. Let me put that on my thing as well. Move legendary on paladin. Yeah, so I have 2 304s despite the fact that I've opened 4 vaults on this thing. Definitely an unlucky turn of events. That being said, I don't think you can complain too much about that happening whenever you're playing a character that, like, you've opened 4 vaults, sure, but they've each been off of, like, 1 30-minute key that you do each week. Like, if you want better chances, I could have brought this thing to heroic raid. I could have done 4 keys instead of 1. Could do some PvP, something like that. So, you know, Great Vault, it's definitely at its most volatile when you're just giving yourself 1 chance each week, and that is definitely what I'm doing on this thing. But hopefully next week we will see a nice 304 shield. That would be good. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope your vaults were good. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.